They talk so much about democracy, and yet they seem to do so many undemocratic things. For example, if you look at this story to do with AOC um, aspiring to step into one of the major positions within the Democratic Party. You could call it a type of an ascension. Now, I'm not a great fan of AOC. I think she has some pretty exaggerated views on things. Although there are checks and balances within the so-called democratic system that the liberals generally preach to us about. And again, they do so many undemocratic things in the cause of supposedly maintaining democracy. So, from what I understand, Nancy Pelosi, as a backseat driver, has been hard at work ensuring that AOC would be defeated for this position she was aspiring towards getting. And somebody else from the party was selected for the leader of the, I believe it's the Oversight Committee. Very powerful role for whoever is to become the leader. So the thing is, perspective I have is, yes, some people may not be like, your favorite candidates within either side of the whole political spectrum. Thing is, you need variety, you need fresh blood at times. And I believe, you get people of opposing positions in these rooms, and then they can sort of intellectually battle it out. And at least you have some push and pull rather than just everything's controlled by people who have had power in their hands for decades and just don't want to let, even on their side of things, don't want to let any new prospects, they don't want to entertain it, have a chance of, like they once did when they were younger than they are now and fresh blood. Any younger candidates step in. Now, to me, this doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum your preference falls on. Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, centrist, whatever your choice might be of politics. I think you just need to get new people in, new thinkers from either side, people with new, but just like Donald Trump right about now is stepping in on a world stage to an environment that is being so rigidly controlled by the same people. And, once in every few lifetimes, somebody comes along and with the gift of being blessed, they manage to step into a position where they can invoke real and affect real change. So I just think it's a shame that the way the political game seems to be played, the old guard has such a fixed and strong hold on the positions that really determine everything else that trickles down, that they even on their own side, they don't really want to make room and allow younger minds to step through. It's as though they just want to hold that seat until they literally, depart depart from existence, and then they don't give a monkeys at that point. It's not their fight. It's not a problem for them. They're gone on to whatever pastures they ascend to, and they leave the problems behind for everyone else who's still here to deal with. I just think it's a shame when they could hand over the reins while they're still in a position to give guidance to the fresh blood, and they're not having it. They will sit on that seat until the last breath, regardless of the kind of damage caused by not allowing change to come into a space that badly needs change. Everything else has to change and adapt in the world. So why at the top of the political spectrum do they just want to keep everything rigid? Now, I could be completely wrong about the way all of this stuff is supposed to work and how it works at its best. Just from an outsider looking in point of view at a distance, it just looks very, very sad that the old guard just don't want to budge, even to let their own young in, as they were once young, to make a start and trying to affect change. So I've got a brief clip for you to look at, and it kind of departs in a slight different direction, but it's pretty much more of the same sentiment, whereby the hypocrisy and this talk of democracy and how the whole thing is just the people who preach and shout the loudest to be upholding democracy appear to be the people who are doing the least democratic things to towards that cause. You let me know what you think in the comments.
The information, and Russia loves it, loves her.
And I actually think almost more than Matt Gaetz, Tulsi Gabbard's appointment is devastating. And Tulsi Gabbard's nomination, as much as she says that she's an anti-war person, she's not.
Yeah.
She supports very pro-war individuals.
Including
abroad.
in Syria.
And let's be very clear. A Tulsi Gabbard nomination is a pro-war nomination globally. Point blank, period.
I mean, we have geriatric leadership in this country, and Democrats just lost a major election in a landslide. So they are scrambling to try to figure out who should lead them in the future. And AOC has stepped up to try to become one of the next powerful Democrat leaders in the House. She stepped up to try to become the next Democratic leader of the House Oversight Committee, which would put her in line to actually lead the House Oversight Committee if one day the Democrats actually win back Congress, right? They win back the House. AOC would have a major leadership position.
You got a pretty good in-party fight among Democrats. Squad member AOC battling to become the ranking member of the powerful House Oversight Committee. Chad Pergram's on that story live on the Hill. How is this going back and forth, Chad? Good morning.
Bill, good morning. This is really a fight over the future of the party, old versus new. The battle between Jerry Connolly and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to be the top Democrat on the Oversight Committee crystallizes challenges Democrats face after the election. Now, the only thing worse in politics than an intra-party fight is a controversy over age. Ocasio-Cortez is 35, Connolly is 74. Republicans don't get to pick, but they prefer Ocasio-Cortez. Republicans hope to highlight left-wing policies.
And what's funny about this story is that Republicans were actually rooting for AOC to get this position, strangely. And the reason why is because they see her as a more incompetent version of the current Democrat leader for the House Oversight Committee, which is Jamie Raskins. Take a look.
All right. Well, of course, we don't have anybody from the Biden administration here, so we'll let your comments stand. But I want to move on here. Of course, you are a member of the House Oversight and Accountability Committee, the chair, in fact. You're also a member of the AOC fan club, and I understand. And besides believing that you will have a good working relationship, what leadership qualities would make Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez an effective oversight ranking member?
Yeah, well, I think that if you look at the current leadership with the Oversight Committee on the Democrat side, they've had Jamie Raskin leading them. So the Democrats have nowhere to go but up. Jamie Raskin has been wrong. He's had.
So then how will AOC make you go up or make the Democrats go up?
Yeah, well, she's better spoken. Look, I think that, the Democrats are turning on AOC. My endorsement of AOC is probably hurting her, which I think is amusing. They're wanting to go back to another boring old guy like Jerry Connolly. But look, AOC is, I think she represents a big segment of the Democrat Party that believes in socialism, that believes in the Green New Deal, that believes in wokeism. So if the Democrats want a real Democrat to lead the Oversight Committee on their side, I think AOC is perfect for them.
What about her leadership qualities?
Well, look, I mean, lucky for her, she's in the minority, so she doesn't really have to display a lot of leadership qualities. All they're going to do is try to complain and obstruct and do things like that. But I think AOC is the best they got. If that tells you anything about the Democrats on the Oversight Committee,
but if
I
you're
think
gonna,
AOC is the best they got.
So you seen that, you heard that. That is absolutely hilarious to me for multiple reasons. And one of the main reasons is that Republicans are saying, well, listen, AOC may be a Looney Tune, but we much rather have a Looney Tune who is incompetent and has no clue what the hell she's doing versus having a Democrat that actually does know what he is doing. Okay. Because remember, Jamie Ratkins is the same person that put out the theory that Democrats could try to stop decertification of Trump becoming president of the United States.
Put into the Constitution can slip away from you very quickly. And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, they want to kick it to Congress, so it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025, to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody in Civil War conditions, all because the 9 justices, not all of them, but these justices who have not many cases to look at every year, not that much work to do, a huge staff, great protection, simply do not want to do their job and interpret what the great 14th Amendment means. And I'm glad that Sherilyn's creating her new center so we can bring that.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Now, there was a whole lot of momentum for AOC going into this vote to become the Democrat leader of the House Oversight Committee. However, Nancy Pelosi stepped up and allegedly behind closed doors, she was trying to orchestrate a coup against AOC and her ambitions. Okay, now this comes after Nancy Pelosi was the same person to stage a coup against Joe Biden to get him out of the race, to replace him with somebody else. She didn't want Kamala Harris, apparently, and Biden basically endorsed Kamala Harris as a FU to Nancy Pelosi and Obama. But again, that does not stop Nancy Pelosi from trying to maintain control, a strong grip on the Democrat Party and who leads the Democrat Party. Okay, because again, she tried to tank AOC's ambitions, and lo and behold, it seems as if Nancy Pelosi was successful because AOC has been defeated, right? She has been defeated by...
So that's another take on today's politics. You've been here with myself, Owen Wadiai, here at CornerSpeak, and be good, be safe if you can, and if you can manage it, try and be creative. For now, we out.